Welcome in, everybody. Tonight we're doing the Legacy Series from Texas and the Truck Series. These guys have loaded up. They've done qualifying and they're loading into the race right now. We're going to load into the Slavia, I believe. MJ Bross was your pole award winner, 29.914. Second place, DK Brown with a 9. And third place was a 29.9 by Corey. Looks like these guys are a lap into the race. We had an issue with the stream there for a sec. But we're going to be loading in now and get this thing underway. Alright, looks like MJ Bross is already through turn number 4 on the first lap. We got a car in the grass as they're coming through the front stretch. Looks like it's Sir Gillian's in the 21 machine. Probably got loose out of 4 there a little bit. And Stu in the 24, G Lively in the 02, Rico in the 20, Showstopper in the 23, Rillo also in the 23, MJ Bross in the 16, DK Brown in the 8, Corey in the 10, Crimson in the 74, and Gillian's. Oh, Stu hard in the fence. Cars are going to go around him. D-Dub's a little loose down the front stretch. So we got a little bit of a break in the pack. Looks like the first 5 or so cars are kind of together. Crimson's doing the best he can to try and work his way up to DK Brown in the 8. Riding along here with Showstopper in the 33. He's tailing Crimson. It's going to be interesting to see how this stage works out. There's one pit required in this stage. There might be an opportunity for somebody to take no tires if they can get the tires to last all 19 laps. Right now they're staying in line pretty much. We got the first 5 cars on their own little breakaway. And actually we have a caution. While we were watching the leaders, there's a couple cars that spun around. Looks like G Lively was involved in this incident, and also Rico in the 20 truck. So we're going to get a caution. This is going to serve as the pit stop for this stage. So that's going to take pretty much all the strategy out of it. Tonight's truck race is the first of 5 chase races to decide the Legacy Series Championship. We're throwing it back, doing the old chase for the cup format. As Corey's pit crew gets it done, puts him on the pole position for this restart. We're going to ride along with MJ Bross here as he takes the green flag to restart the race in stage number 1. We're going to see Crimson Sky get down to the bottom line. They're in 4th now, but 3rd on the low line. DK gets real loose off the 10 car's bumper. That's going to give the 16 to MJ Bross a huge break where he can fit in line. We got Showstopper trying to push 3 wide. He is going to get to the outside of DK. Crimson kind of gets 8 alive there on that restart. Checked up for the 8 car when he got the apron or whatever happened. And oh, the 33, huge contact with the outside wall. Gillian's spinning down the front stretch. And that's going to be the second caution of the race. We saw Showstopper get really loose out of 4. He tried to correct it, overcorrected the truck. Planted himself in the outside fence. and then came back down and crossed everybody. So an eventful first stage. Be interesting to see who. I mean, they really only ran. They still ran a lap. I don't know if you would take tires here. Maybe if you're up front, you decide to stay out. Some of those guys in the back, obviously the guys that were involved in the incident, they're probably going to take tires. We're going to ride along with, let's ride along with Crimson here for this restart. He's going to try and stay below this 23 truck, keep him to the outside lane. He's not going to be successful in doing that. He's going to try to build a run to the bottom. He's got Rico pushing him. Rico actually makes a move to the inside. It's going to force Crimson to ride the top. And we got a battle side by side for first place. MJ Bross and Corey side by side. A little bit of contact down the front stretch. A little bit of side draft from both trucks. MJ Bross has the preferred groove, but the outside line can work if you have a strong truck. 16 is going to be able to clear the 10. And Corey's going to fall into second place. We're back in the field a little bit. We got a couple trucks too wide back here. Showstopper's made his way back past D-Dubs. Stu's fighting with G Lively. Lively gets the grass. Stu gets the wall. It's going to even out. 02 is going to go to the bottom line, clear the 24. Rillo's fighting with DK for third place. Oh, we're going to have 3 wide off of turn number 2. Gillians decides to actually push the 23 down the backstretch. And DK squeezes the 23. Wasn't enough room there for all of them. Rillo's trying to hold his position here. He's doing a good job so far. Oh, DK is spinning. DK in the fence. Hard contact. I don't believe that's going to be a caution. That was a single car incident. Crimson's trying to push this 21 around the 23. Stu's back in the picture fighting for this position as well. Oh, the 21 truck gets super loose off of 4. Tags the fence, doesn't collect anybody else. Good awareness by the Rillo to miss that. And Crimson's going to lose the bottom there. That's going to give 23 an opening, potentially. Looks like Rillo's truck just can't get off the corners as well as he needs it to. That's where he's losing most of his time. This truck's pretty quick, but he's just a little slow coming off. Gillian's now making his way back up underneath the inside of the 24. Turn 4 has been always been a huge factor here at Texas. There's a little hump that you go over as you're exiting 4. Your truck gets, or any car that you drive, gets really light. And if you're turning the wheel, really any, you're going to be loose coming out of that turn. So these guys, they have to focus on that. Make sure they're holding a steady wheel coming out of this turn. It's about right here as you come off the banking back on the flat. Your truck gets super loose. It also happens at Charlotte. And I think that's going to be the end of stage number 1, actually. So I believe MJ Bross is going to be your stage number 1 winner. Corey comes home second. And looks like Crimson got third. Stu might have gotten fourth, but I think he did get fourth. B-New Stu and MJ Bros are at the top of the playoff bracket, only separated by a few points. That lead will grow a little bit after this stage. Mike's put his truck back out front. Pit crew did its job off of pit road, and here we go to restart in stage number 2. Now this stage, it's a little bit shorter. It doesn't require a pit, but these guys will have to manage their fuel and their tires to make it through the entirety of this stage without hitting pit road. Riding along with DK Brown, seeing if he can come back through the pack. '21 truck looks real loose right there off of 2. Does he go to the inside here? Takes a late dive and just runs the 21 up into the second groove. That was a little bit of a bump and run there by the 8 car. Right on the bumper of the 23. Big checkup here. DK goes to the inside. Gets the position on Rillo. Stu's following DK through the traffic. Rillo's hanging tough on this outside. This has not been an easy pass for DK. He's finally going to get it done. Rillo's going to get back down into the bottom groove. Showstopper's now right on this bumper. Pushing the 23 down the front stretch. We're going to ride along with him. Can he turn his truck underneath the 23 right here on corner exit? He's got the momentum. Oh, potentially lag from that 33 truck. Yep, he's going to move out of line. We had another truck that was on pit road there. Corey's really checked up the pace. I believe he's trying to save. But MJ Bros is kind of pulled away from these guys. Crimson's looks like he's content to pass the 10, or to stay behind the 10. He had momentum there. Probably could have went to the inside, decided against it, and pushed the 10 truck. DK sitting here, he knows he's got a fast truck. 23 is right on his back bumper. I think these guys are trying to work together a little bit. Maybe run down that 16, that leader. but they also don't want to run their trucks out of fuel or tire. And check farther back in the field. Sir Gillian's running in front of D-Dubs. Looks like 33 of Showstopper is filed in behind Stu in the 24. And then we saw G Lively on the apron. I think he has a little bit of damage here in the stage. This truck sounds a little slow. The engine's not getting up to the RPMs it should be, I don't think. It looked like it's really tight right there. You see how much this truck is just pushing here on corner exit. Riho in the 20. I don't know what happened to him, but he's a little far off the pace of the second group. So this second group's a little strung out. This first group holding pretty tight together. Rilla's starting to fall off the back end of the draft. So he's comfortably in 5th position, and these guys have caught the leader. So are they going to have anything for him? Corey's right up to his back bumper now. Looks like he might try to go for the pass here into turn number 1. Little bump to the back of the 16. Got him up the track just a little bit. He's got a little bit of room. But as Corey tries to go down there, his truck bogs out a little bit. You got to get a pretty decent run. And these trucks to be able to pull to the inside of somebody, especially when you're chasing one of the fastest drivers in the series. You got to kind of let off earlier than they do and try and kind of diamond the exit, but it's tough because if you let off too much, you won't get back to them. Other than that, you either got to maybe give a little contact to their back bumper or hope they mess up, because it's tough. We run low draft to try to make it realistic, and when you get trucks that all have a similar setup and similar pace, it makes it very hard to pass. These trucks are a little similar to the next gens in real life nowadays. Right, they're a little lower on the horsepower, and you got to be able to put a good lap in and formulate the runs at the right times to be able to do it, especially somewhere in Texas where there's not a lot of off throttle time. There's not a lot of chances for somebody to slip up. It's a pretty straightforward track, right? It's a cutter mile and a half kind of. So the other mile and a half kind of have 2 lanes. Texas and the trucks, the top lane does work, but it's not the preferred line. And so when you have one dominant line at one of these tracks, it turns it into a tough race. But I think that's going to be the end of the stage right there, and the 16 truck's going to be your stage 2 winner on his way to sweeping this race. So far, I won the pole in the first 2 stages. Corey brings it home second. Crimson, I think, got third, and then TK brings it up fourth. Stu in fifth. Gilliland in sixth, and Showstopper has left the race, unfortunately. He's one of our championship contenders. And somebody that I thought could definitely give MJ Bross a run for his money during this championship. Corey as well, Stu. There was a couple guys that could definitely do it. But that's going to be tough, you know, with the series being total points over 5 races. You have to be present and you have to take advantage of the points in every race, or else you're going to fall behind pretty quickly. But we'll get stage number 3 started. This is going to be a two pit stage. And we got a new leader. TCR Corey's pit crew does it again. Gets that 10 truck back out front for the final stage. Let's see if he can take advantage of that and hold off this 16. I believe Corey's got a pretty quick truck. He was right there on the back of the 16 that whole way. If he can somehow get the 16 2 or 3 rows deep, yeah, see, he had to block that move there. Cannot give that 16 truck the track position right off the rip. He should have blocked that move. Corey's going to try and fight hard here on the top side. I believe DK's probably going to go with mine because he's trying to get up into second place. A truck on the inside of the 10 for second, 16 back out front. Corey with an aggressive move clears DK into 3. That's going to check up the field a little bit there. He had to do it though. DK was going to take advantage of that position if he didn't. So we're probably going to see (14, 14, 28). 14 would be 42. Might see everybody try to. I don't know. We'll see what happens. The leaders might stay out. Oh, we got Mike missing the corner. Corey had to look to the inside. It's not quite there. Just trying to think about what strategy these guys would be running. Thinking they're going to go about 15 laps. Probably be like 15, 14, 12 or something. We got 41 laps in the stage, 16 on fuel. MJ Bross really checking it up. I wonder what he's doing here. Corey's truck must have just came alive because DK's also not catching him. So I wonder if the 10 truck made an adjustment on pit road. He's going to get in there deep. He's working the 16 in turn number 1. Mike's going to have to do something to counter that because Corey's truck is really working on entry into 1. See if he gets a good run here again. Yep, gets right to the inside of the 16. I think Corey needs to just... Man, I keep losing the engine noise because I'm changing views. This is so annoying. Corey's right on the back of the 16 now. Let's see if he can do something in turn number 1. What I would try to do is push Mike into the turn. not bump him necessarily, but try to make him go faster than he normally is into turn number 1. That'll make his truck tight on entry. Potentially wash up into that second groove. And then Corey, knowing his biggest strength is the entry to turn number 1 right now, he could take advantage of that, turn underneath of him, and get position on the 16 going into turn number 3. It's just right now he's just killing him right there. He's just getting right to the back bumper of the 16. This fucking game and its engine noise is so bad, dude. I don't understand why we can't have consistent engine noise for each car. I'm gonna watch. Oh, little contact with the wall. He's gotta be careful. DK's already been aggressive this race, so he doesn't want to give that inside to DK. So he will definitely take it. Corey off the apron there. And 8 car's going to have his inside here. He's trying to block him a little bit, but he's not going to be able to. Eight trucks got position. This is going to be a chance also for the 16 to scoot away a little bit. Side draft by the 10. Does not want to go with the second spot. He made a mistake there last time in turn number 3. And unfortunately that is just going to wash him up the track and put him back to 3rd place. Corey was trying to go for the lead, plot him for that. See what his strategy is now. I wonder if he decides to kind of settle in, maybe try to go a lap longer than these guys on, and have a fresher tire later on. Texas looks great under the lights. I don't know why the Cup Series doesn't have a night race here. Also, this Speed to Cash 400, I don't know if the Speed to Cash 400 was a real event. It's got a date. It says June 5th. 2020, so it might have been a real event, but this race is not 400 miles on this game, on NASCAR Heat 5 at least. The game is only, the game shows it as being a 250, so, if you were we're running 50% of that, so this is a 125. 125-mile race. The real life race though was a 200 or 250, excuse me. All the leaders coming to pit road this time. MJ Bross, DK Brown, and Corey all to pit road. A couple cars stayed out. Crimson decides to stay out. Gillians stays out. D-Dub's still on track, maybe coming around to pit. He's going to stay out as well. Stu and Rillo already have been on pit road. Let's see how they get off. Back onto the track here. Rillo's checking up to 24 just a little bit. Stu goes to the outside. It's loose. D-Dubs potentially is going to go around both of them. That really hurt Stu. Getting off the pit road there. Leaders broken apart a little bit. Mike doing all he can to stay down there on the apron. He checks up. DK actually gained a ton of time on him. And Corey, who was in second place, contending for the lead, was falling off. It was 2 laps, man. It was like he was really getting it, potentially going to take the lead, and then he had 2 laps that were just kind of mistake laps, and lost second to DK, and wasn't really able to get back to the 16 or the 8th bumper after that. So he was being aggressive for sure, and definitely trying to get the win and all that, but may have used his stuff up a little too early last run, and that's going to cost him now. That came off the pit road with the gap between himself and these guys. All right, MJ Bross leading DK Brown. We have probably about 25 to go as they cross the line here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if you're not, and like the video as well. MJ Bross was your West Higgins ORV Pole Award winner tonight. As always, big shout out to Mr. Skewcar for helping us out. Getting our content into the eyes of the NASCAR world. If you guys play GT7, we're going to have a GT7 GR3 series season number 2 starting up pretty soon. There won't be a GT7 broadcast tomorrow because the championship was last week. If you didn't watch that, make sure to go check it out. TWC took home the inaugural championship for Ruthless Racing over on the GT7 side. Did that in the GR3 cars. Had a hell of a season. Most wins, most poles, most laps led, all of it. So another shout out to him. Remember, this is the Ruthless Racing Legacy Series. We're in our Chase for the Cup playoff format starting this week. Next week we're going to be at Kentucky for the second race of the 5-race round. We'll be back in the Cup cars at Kentucky. Pretty excited for that one. Stu will actually be up in the booth. I'll be on track next week on Tuesday. And then this week on Thursday, it's going to be the final race of the regular season, also the final race of the in-season tournament. Kill It Like Jason and TCR Kenrod are matched up head-to-head at Dover. Winner takes home $50. Whoever has the highest finishing position of the two will decide who is our in-season tournament champion. He ran a practice race Sunday. Jason looked like he had the better car for the moment, but Kenrod still had a whole week to prepare. Kind of saw some of the strategies that were going to be ran and all that, so definitely going to be an interesting race Thursday along with the in-season tournament. We got people fighting to make the playoffs too, so, and a couple of the drivers, myself, Mike, typical, planning on trying to gain more playoff points as we head into the playoffs in the Pro Series. May even have a guest appearance from some of the JCR guys, either in the booth or on track. Don't know yet. Doing everything we can to keep it exciting here at Ruthless Racing. We got MJ Brass and DK Brown still nose to tail. DK's doing a great job trailing the 16. He's not letting Mike get away. If he makes a mistake, that 8 car is going to be right there, ready to pounce and get the win. Less than 20 laps to go here from Texas. I think we're going to see pit stops in 4 to 5 laps here. Mike's had the dominant car tonight. We practiced a lot this week. Maybe not a lot, but we ran a few races, and his car was pretty stout, or the truck was pretty stout. DK's truck was really good. Showstopper always shows up with a good ride. It looks like he had some connection issues. My setup was given to all these drivers that are out here tonight. They had the opportunity to run it if they chose to. Some of them did, some of them didn't. Oh, DK up into the wall, and that's going to be the mistake the 16 needs to get away. DK hits the fence out of turn number 2. That's going to cost him a few tenths. Mike's probably got 5 to 6 tenths on that 8 car, and I wonder if the 16 will start to pull away now that the 8 car is not in the pool of the draft. 16 coming up on lap traffic, going to go to the inside of G. Lively. Lively's truck looks pretty beat up tonight. Oh, Mike's going to pit road. DK's following him. DK gained a little bit of time, but I think they even out as they got back to pit road, and Corey gets spun out, potentially from the bumper of the 74. But we did not see that. I do not want to blame that on Crimson, because we did not catch the whole interaction there. And it doesn't look like there's any damage on the bumper of the 10. Let's check the nose of the 74. It looks clean. So maybe just something where Corey got in there too hard and spun it. I don't think he got a speeding penalty. He's just going to have some damage to fix. So it's not going to kill his race. Stu's still on track, probably running. I mean, this is probably the best game in the Truck Series. They need to take this scheme and just put it on Elliott's Cup car. This thing's badass. Although the one that Elliott won this year at Texas was pretty sick. Lively on pit road. Rico's running the 20 truck tonight. American Pavement Specialist. I think he just went a lap down. Rillo's in the 23. Having a pretty strong run from Rillo. I think he's sitting here right behind the 2 leaders. I believe he hasn't made his pit stop. Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at DK in front of MJ Bross. How that happened, I don't know, but DK is in the lead. We're gonna ride along with the 16. There is no more pit stops to be made for the night. Can DK hold on in the final laps? Trying to aero block the 16, move down the track there a little bit. He's gonna have to hold the bottom. Mike's gonna have a good truck on corner exit. DK's gonna have to just protect the bottom line, make Mike go to the top line. In doing that, you're going to have to make sure you don't hit the apron either. Here he goes. Mike backed up the corner. DK's pushing him down the track. Mike's being real aggressive here, trying to get back to the front. DK washed up because of that low entry. He's going to have to check up, get back to the bottom, take the bump from the 16. DK Brown finds himself in a position to win this race. Mike smartly decides to go to the top side. That's a good move by him. A-Truck was not ready for it. Mike gets to the top line. He should have stayed up a little higher. A-Truck washes up. Mike's a little far up the track to hold this position. DK gets the run on exit, continuing to hold the lead. I think what Mike did there, though, was a smart move. Just go to the outside of the A-Truck when he's not expecting it. Right here, he's got forward momentum. Gets to the outside. He needs a side draft here down the backstretch. Decides not to. He's got enough momentum to do this. He just needs to hold the top lane tight. DK needs to get a good run off here. Side by side for the lead with only a few laps to go. DK's got to push it in there. Mike's going to go right around him here on the top side. Okay, that time the A-Truck hooked up the bottom pretty good. He's going to need a side draft. He's not going to go up and do it. Side by side for the lead of Texas. Coming out of turn number 4. Still side by side. DK needs a side draft right now. That's going to give it to Mike. He can clear himself. Oh, he doesn't get it done. He couldn't turn down the track. DK still bringing it back, even with the door of the 16 truck. Oh, the A-Truck lifted. DK lifted, and Mike Bross is going to take the lead back. And now Mike's going to do the same thing to DK that DK was doing to him. He's going to just block the bottom as much as he can. A-Truck doesn't have quite the run yet. Can he get back to the bumper of the 16? DK Brown does not have a win in this series yet. Oh, and that was the race. There it was. DK crosses the line in second place, and MJ Bross going to be your winner from Texas. Real either P3 or he finished the lap down there. Corey, after having a good truck, doesn't get the finish he wanted. Crimson, I think, brings it home third. Corey brings it home fourth. Gillians gets the top 5. Stu 6. Maybe D-Dub 7. We're going to go up to our winner who's doing his celebration on the front stretch. We got a car running around. MJ Bross is your Speedy Cash 400 winner from Texas. 125, I guess. All the way down on pit road and across the line to signify the end of the race. So we're going to get these guys added to the chat. I believe we're going to be talking to Mike, TK, and Crimson. All right, fastest time of the race, TCR Corey, 29.789. Pretty good lap there. Got it down into the sevens. But without further ado, our winner has joined the booth. MJ Bross, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
What up, man? So, dominant truck tonight, swept the stages, won the pole. Pretty straightforward, I guess, with the stages and those cautions coming out, just about keeping the truck up front. But I want to know what happened, right there at the end of the race, because it looked like you had built a gap from the 8 truck before that pit stop, and then that gap disappeared. We were kind of flipping through the field looking for people who were pitting and all that, and kind of missed what happened there. So was it trouble coming off pit road, or what was it that allowed the 8 car to close back in, or the 8 truck?
Yeah, we had a pretty good truck all night long. And then at the end there, it's kind of just me and DK after the one pit stop. And he just kept doing a little bit better the job than I was on going into pit road. And I think I was just trying to be cautious. And he kind of set his marker based on my car. So I think I was really slow getting into pit road because the pit crew did a decent job there with the pit stops. He did a better job getting in there. And then I tried to get around him on the bottom, and I knew that wasn't going to work. And I finally timed a run off of 2, and we drag raced for like 4 laps or 3 laps, and I was so close to clearing a couple times. And then into 3, I just sent it in there, and I appreciate it. He could have moved me up there maybe. It was really close to clearing him, but after I got the lead there, he raced me really clean there at the end, and I just tried to hold him off there.
Yeah, it was definitely a huge battle there at the end. I was kind of confident while we were watching it that, get DK's all he's got to do here is kind of block the bottom and kind of block your runs. And we saw you try probably twice on the bottom, and DK did a good job holding it. And then I think one time, I don't know if you tried to do it or your truck just didn't turn, but we saw you hold the top, and I was like, man,
I just committed
that
to
16
it. It was the only way I could do
great
it.
run, and I think the
off
first
of 2,
time
he would turn down to the bottom, so
yeah,
he would start losing speed doing that, and I just decided. I think I did it the second time. It actually worked.
Yeah. Yeah, the first time when I saw you do it, I was like, man, that's the move he needs to make. And then came back around the next lap, and you were able to get to the outside of him, and from there just build momentum every corner to finally clear him and make that pass. It takes a strong truck to do that. DK is definitely no slouch. He definitely had a good setup tonight too. So pretty impressive to go out there and make a pass for the win on that top side. Yeah, man, hell of a race. You just added to your points lead, obviously, that you had going into tonight. Those bonus points you earned put you into this chase as the 1 seed. So building on that, looking to claim this championship. It's a 5-race round in all these different series. So it's definitely important to build on that lead you got early. But yeah, so we got Kentucky next. You got a car for Kentucky ready to go? Or you got some work to put in?
That's the main reason why I was trying to stress getting the maximum points here tonight. Really not sure what I got at Kentucky. I'm sure I'll be in the top 5, but I just needed to. I had a good truck, and I needed to make sure that I maximized the points day. And like I said again, appreciate DK running me clean, but we'll see what we have for next week. A little ways away.
All right, buddy. Congratulations. And another dominant win in the series. 6 or 7 on the air. So let's move on to our second place finisher, DK Brown. Kind of an up and down day. Got yourself back into the race at the end there. If you purely, I thought you were out of it. I think you hit the wall out of 2, right, on that run before the last pit stop. You got the wall out of 2 or something, and I kind of thought you were too far back there to make a run at it, but I mean, if you gained all that time on pit road, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't know. The truck didn't suck up in that air. I just couldn't ever get a run on him. I was just stuck at that point one, point two back that whole
Right.
time. And the first stage, I got loose and wrecked. I had to drive back through the field, but the truck was good. That last pit stop was a 15 flat.
Oh,
Stops.
that'll do it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, at least I'm gonna come out behind him. I didn't think I was gonna come out in front of him, but we come out of
Yeah,
pit road in front of him, and I tried to hold him off, but it was clear he had the best truck all night. So
yeah. I mean, he did a really good job holding the bottom. I commented when he made that move into three. I felt like he, maybe chopped your nose a little bit, but you lifted for him. I was like, oh man, DK lifted. Felt like maybe could have bumped him there, but I mean, it was still a great race, great battle by the two of you. A little give and take there at the end, and
yeah, I'm
you run him second.
we come off pit road that first pit stop, and it was just me and Mike. I don't know if the 10 and Crimson had a slower stop. I know we can't control the time on our pit stop, so it kind of sucks for them if they did. But yeah, it was a good truck. I don't know how long it's been since I ran Kentucky, so that's going to be a challenge. But looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I believe you're in the playoffs as well, so good run to start the night, or to start the. Let's see where you're at in the playoffs to start the chase. Um, yeah, I think everybody ahead of you gained points on, and you weren't that far back to start this race. So, good day out of the 8 truck. Good points day. We're going to move on to the congrats on the runner-up, DK. Good run tonight. Good battle at the end there.
Oh, no problem. Appreciate it, man.
Yep. We're going to move on to third place. Crimson. He's in the 74 truck. Got a copy, Crimson. What's up, man? So I felt like you had a pretty good truck all night. I think you probably had. I think Corey was a little bit better than you, but you definitely had probably the fourth fastest truck. So kind of talk us through how you got around the 10 there at the end, because we were, focused on the leader. Oh, also you got to turn your audio on, Crimson, real quick. Your voice share. It's all good. We'll wait for you. In the party chat settings, and then it's like sharing and broadcast, and then all audio or something. I'll let you know in a second when we get a confirmation from the stream. Let me know, Stu. But yeah, regardless, I think you'll be good if you changed it. But yeah, talk us through how you were able to get around Corey there towards the end of that race. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. You gotta take what you can get, and I think you did a good job all night. Sometimes you don't have the fastest car, but maximize the position, your finishing position. I think you did that. So, um, Yeah. You're also in the playoffs. You're the third place seed, so might got a few points on you, but you didn't lose a ton. And there's still 4 races left to go, so there's a lot of opportunities to gain those points back. A lot of opportunities to close this championship battle up. Um, uh-huh. Yeah, that's the give and take of these races. You know, you want to get all that you can get, but sometimes if you cross that line, it's going to cost you a bunch of points. And you know, you did a good job tonight, and you didn't take yourself out of the championship in the first race. So that's solid, solid race in my opinion, and got yourself an interview. So congratulations on the podium. Um, when was the last time you ran at Kentucky? The Cup cars. Yep. Okay. Well, sounds like everybody's got some testing to do. Everybody's in the same boat, so it'll be interesting to see how everybody unloads at the track next week. But anyways, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you to all the drivers that showed up tonight. Again, MJ Bross is your winner. DK Brown brings it home second, and Crimson Sky is your third place, rounding up the top 3. No GT7 broadcast tomorrow. Shout out T-Dubs on his championship. But Thursday night, we're going to be back with the Pro Series. We're going to be racing Dover. It'll be the finale for the regular season and the in-season tournament championship. TCR Kenrod versus Kill It Like Jason, with $50 on the line going to whoever can finish the highest at the end of the race. A couple guys trying to make the playoffs. I think Tyler's on the edge of the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see if a couple guys that are below the cut line show up. I think Corey's also one of those guys that's right on the cusp of making the playoffs. Also, I want to shout out Corey. I think he brought it home 4th tonight. But we saw him run up front all night. His pit crew put him out front a few times. And before that first pit stop, he was really on the back bumper of the 16, pushing for the lead. So shout out to the 21 truck for unloading with a good ride for him. Just didn't work out for him in the end. But anyways, thank you to all the fans that watched. Thank you to all the drivers that raced. And we'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a good night.